Welcome to TV20 Classic Sports. I'm your host, Christian Patterson. From all-star matchups to championship games, we've reached into the vault to bring back a part of Cleveland history. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of TV20 Classic Sports.
Well, while we have a break in the action, we'd like to pass along some information to you. Let you know that there's a lot of recreation programs available to you at your center. If you're interested in involved in some aquatic programs, there's a lot of heated indoor pools at our Cleveland recreation centers with great programs for learn to swim, water polo, competitive swim teams, as well as aqua-size programs. I know when I feel that little bit of arthritis and get in them heated pools, that's where I want to be. So I won't let you comment on that, Adam. But write this number down at home, folks. It's 664-3018. Luther Demery. Give him a call. Free aquatic programs in the Division of Recreation, as well as the sports programs. There's basketball for all the youth, boys and girls. They'll be starting up. You can call 664-2325. And there's a great new thing happening during the holiday season. The Division of Recreation will put on a first holiday play. You can call 664-2562 for more details. Again, it's an opportunity for you to take the family out and see the children of the city of Cleveland in the Recreation Centers putting on its first holiday play this winter.
Well, as we get set up for the fourth quarter of play, the Glenville A's with the football down by 6. Shotgun formation. Smith looking. Dump pass. Complete over to Antonio Reed. At the 35. Breaks the tackle at the 30. 25-yard line. Still on his feet. And that forward progress gets him to about the 26-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards on the little swing pass out of the backfield.
And again, you're going to see right here, he gets a big drop and actually he's trying to set up a screen, I think what it looks like, and he gets to the outside and leaves his blockers. And right here, it's Narvell Arnold, or number 4, Marcus Moore Jr., number 1, Deontay Cole, a whole host of the Pal 6 Red Dogs.
Pickup of a first down on the play. Now it is a 1st and 10 at the 40. Oh, they didn't get the first down. Right. Looked like they did.
So Pal 6 will actually take over here. 1st and 10.
And Jamal West breaking it at the midfield 40, 30. He's got a man to beat. He does at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Pal 6. And they're going to get him for a penalty for a little bit of a showboat. As Jamal West breaks the pass, breaks the run from the 28-yard line.
On the TV run.
Well, it'll be an
72 yards
on this one, but we talked about the offensive line. Now let's take a look at the hole. I could have ran through that. And then the speed of Jamal West. We see why he's the 8th leading scorer in the league. 6 touchdowns, 1 extra point, and a huge dive. Mr. West probably is going to cost you some yardage for your team on the kickoff. But again, we have to hear it officially from the official. And they say you're in the Red Dog house over here on John Marshall.
Be assessed on the point after.
So the penalty will be assessed on the point after, 12-0 on a 72-yard run by Jamal West. And boy, did he break that one wide open.
And you have to give credit to the offensive line from Pal number 6, Brandon Weary, Denier Ingram, because they opened up a hole that the Mack truck could have went through.
They'll assess the 15-yard penalty. It's brought back to the 18-yard line for the extra point. And you were right, Tim. They could have went through with a Mack truck on that one. Even the space shuttle could have gone through that one. Now Tyus looking, throws a pass, fumble, complete. No point after on the touchdown, and another flag, and this one might go against the Glenville A's. Let's get the call.
We have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on blue, recessed on the kickoff.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Glenville A's. A bit of frustration showing as the PAL 6 Red Dogs now lead at 12-0 over the Glenville A's, and they broke it open with a big play in the fourth quarter by Jamal West. 72-yard touchdown run.
And the last time that the Glenville A's gave up any points, Adam, was the very first game of the season. So for them to come back here and see 12 down with 1 quarter to go, this is really going to be a test for the Glenville A's. And I think, as you mentioned, some of the frustration starting to set in. But we talked about it at halftime. Which offensive line was going to step up and perform here in the second half probably would determine who was going to win.
And right now, the offensive line for the Red Dogs of PAL 6, they blew open a big hole for Jamal West to get the touchdown. And really, they've done it both in the air and on the ground in this championship game in the Bantamweight division. So the penalty is assessed on the kickoff, so they'll be kicking off from the 45-yard line. Antonio Reed and Watson back to receive. Watson getting it at his 11, looking for his blockers at the 15. Going far side field, breaks a tackle at the 20, 25, brought down at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 19 yards on the run.
He was brought down by number 33, Darnell Martimus. Again, we're going to look at him. We're going to look at him come up here and make a big tackle. He stays with him, but actually he runs him down from behind. So grab it at jersey. 8th grader out of Whitney Young. Merritt Row, perfect attendance. There's the young man, Antoine Watson. A lot of speed. Twin brother on the team.
Troy Smith, shotgun formation, 4 receivers on the pattern. Smith is lassoed down. He'll go down for a loss of 7 yards. Robert Harris in on the tackle for PAL 6, and really the frustration level going up even more for the Glenville A's as another flag is thrown.
Well, you see here he grabs a hold of the jersey. And then
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense and offense. They negate each other. We got second down.
you can tell that George Golden, as you mentioned earlier, Adam, he's starting to get a little frustrated. Again, 7:43 to go here in the fourth quarter.
And in this game, we've seen over 100 yards and penalties.
Easily.
Second down and long for the Glenville A's. Watson, the receiver, to the near side. Shotgun formation. Smith is going to carry and run to the 30-yard line. Fumbles the football, and it's picked up by PAL 6. What can go wrong is going wrong for the Glenville A's as they cough up the football.
And it looks like Omar Taylor's the one that's going to recover, but this time you can see the pass rush to the outside. They take the nose tackle actually out of the play. Then he comes back up and actually knocks the ball loose. It was Robert Harris, and falling on the ball was Omar Taylor. And another turnover goes to PAL number 6. And you're looking at Clay Thompson. You can just see, I can't believe that we can make this many mistakes in one ball game.
So now the PAL 6 Red Dogs have opened the wound of the Glenville A's, and they're looking to add some more points on the board with a 12-0 lead. Tyus looking to throw, going up the middle as a man open, but overthrows the intended receiver. That is number 14, Michael Denson.
Well, look at your offensive line here, folks. You're going to see they did a nice job of giving him time. again, they're shooting the gaps. They rushed in, blitzed one of the linebackers. He was picked up, and it gave Tyus time to get the ball, but overthrew his receiver. You see Joe Jenkins tell me, hey, you're supposed to be going straight up here.
2nd and 10. The Red Dogs with the football. 3 in the backfield. Tito Moore, the receiver, to the near side. And that'll indicate another flag is thrown. A little bit of movement at the line of scrimmage.
Good ball. False start. Offense.
You got to not pay attention to the defensive lineman. Look at the football.
Well, you know, you're the tackler. You're supposed to know what we're going on.
Yeah.
Mental mistakes.
And lots of them in this ball game. 2nd down and 15 for Pal 6. Ball at the 40.
Good ball. False start. Offense.
No, folks, you are not seeing another replay. It is still another penalty, and we'll look at it here again. They're calling a false start, and I didn't see anybody move on that one, Adam. But I said I wouldn't get on officials today.
And they're not happy, hanky-happy.
No, I wouldn't. If they are, if they're not, they should be qualified. But again, part of it is the teams too. You know, they have to come up and play fundamental.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So now we've got 2nd down and long. Here comes a halfback try on the pass as Omar Taylor goes nowhere. He loses an additional 4 yards on the play. So it'll be 3rd down and about 25 yards to go.
Well, they brought a new wrinkle in. This time they're going to give it to Taylor, and he has a good arm, and he's going to roll left at left-handed Steve Young type quarterback, but no time to throw it. You're going to see a lot of people standing around and don't give him any time to actually get rid of the football, and it was a good block by number 20 from the Glenville A's, or a good tackle by the Glenville A's number 20, and that was Archie Johnson.
Oh, there you see the clock, 12-0. The Pal 6 Red Dogs with the lead. And on this play, they will have a long way to go for a 1st down.
Well, while we have a break in the action here and there was a timeout being called, we'd like to let you know about all the free services are being offered by the City of Cleveland Division of Recreation. We mentioned the ice skating and roller skating earlier. If you're interested in getting involved in ice skating, the number to call is 664-4187. That's the Halloran Skating Rink. Ask for Marge Sweeney. Tell her you want to get involved with ice skating. And if it's involving roller skating, you can call the Zelma George Community Center. It's at 420-8800. And they'll be able to let you know when the skating sessions are available, what time of the day, and we hope you take advantage of it.
Here's an interesting stat, Tim. 21 penalties, 140 yards, both teams combined. Tyus looking to throw, rolling, another flag down as the ball is taken down at the 49-yard line. We have got to get a replay because somebody in the backfield was just knocked into yesterday. They pick up a couple of yards. We have the penalty flag. Let's look at this play develop, and there was a crushing hit. Tyus looking to roll, rolling to the right side, looking for some blocks. Here's the penalty flag, and all of a sudden, boom, there you have number 35 just laying a vicious hit.
Blocking below the waist. It'll still be 3rd down.
Now, this is one time, and I told you, Adam, I wouldn't talk about the officials, but this is not, you look at this hit, this to me is roughing, unsporting. It should not have been, there should have been a penalty. Now watch where he'll come up. This is Robert Harris, number 35. Okay, it's one thing to come up and throw a block, but where he hits them, which I believe is right up, see how they'll throw the elbow up? Right in there, see it? To me, that's, maybe it's borderline roughing, but at this point, I mean, it was an outstanding hit. And as usual, our crew gives us a great shot.
Here comes the pass downfield, blocked away on the incompletion, Tremaine Ziegler. Let's take a look at that play once again as Tyus really, he gets some good form on the ball, Tim. Throws a lot of protection and just wings it downfield. Double coverage, good play there by Ziegler. That would have been a touchdown. Just let him a little bit longer.
Did a nice job, and folks, we're going to remind you that right after this game, Desiree is going to be with the outstanding players on offense and defense. Who's your choice?
Well, here's the situation. 4th down and 45. I think Pal 6 is going to punt. Oh boy, up in the air, and it's going to go very short. Maybe 3 yards to 4 yards on the punt. So Pal 6 had the ball at the 35 or the 30-yard line. That last play on offense, they were at the 34. So they lost 50 yards in between that.
Now, you know, that player will go home and tell Mom, that punt that I had that you're going to see, Mom, you couldn't see it on TV, but there was a tremendous wind, you know, and that thing went straight up.
Excuse number 1 for punters. The wind took it. 1st and 10 for the Glenville A's. And Smith goes down in a sea of red.
Number 1, Dante Cole. Number 35, Robert Harris. I think they've seen more of Troy Smith today than probably the coach saw him all last week.
Probably. Loss of 3 to 4 yards on the play.
And let me follow up by saying this. Clay Thompson and the Glenville A's, he does a tremendous job with these kids. You know, he does take a lot of time with them. Every night they're out there practicing over by Glenview Little League Field.
Hey, Narvell, Mike.
When he walks in, and I've observed him about 2 or 3 years ago at a practice where when he walked in, you could hear the players that Coach Thompson's here.
I don't want that open. Okay. Put it in on that side. You in. I chop it. You're going to have to pull back to that side. Whatever side you're on. Whatever side that end is on, when you make your drop, you peel to that side. Because all he's doing is he's going about 2 yards and then he's coming back. All right. Matter of fact, when you hit him, step back. When he moves to the back, he go with it. Get that interception, bro.
There it is, Rick Jenkins. He'll be smiling. You know, the first quarter he was a little edgy there when Glenville was coming, but his defense has really settled in here and played big.
5:34 to go in the 4th quarter. Pal 6 with a 12-0 lead. Glenville with the football. Smith on the end around to Watson, has a block, cuts outside to the 40. Good containment as he loses, actually gets back to the line of scrimmage. Good containment there by the Pal 6 defense.
Deontay Cole, Robert Harris, Nair Ingram, Jordan, all 3 of them. You look at it right here, you can see that this guy leaves his blockers again. He comes away, and there's Harris and Ingram.
Same thing, 3rd and 13, low snap. Smith having to throw, has a man open, it's caught, and in on the stop on the vicious hit is Narvell Arnold as he lays a wicked hit on to Carl Davis.
Well, when Coach Thompson told us before the game, the team that wins, the team's going to be more physical. You look at these hits that are being put on right now by the Pal 6 team, and he'll say, there it was, I told you, the team that was physical. Look at this hit. Good, clean tackle, hit and wrap. Nice job, Narvell.
Well, Smith having to run, flag down out to the 22.
Smith, the ball carrying.
You talked about hearing the pads pop in this game. There have been some vicious hits in this game.
Talk about Aaron Harmon.
There will be some sore young men come tomorrow morning.
You know, Adam, we mentioned the people that are with the teams and the coaches and that, but our hats have to go off to the league officials and the people that have put this together. The officials have done an outstanding job here today, but they're just a lot of the officials that worked all year, took time and helped the kids out during the season, explaining the rules, getting them to understand.
We have 2 penalties on the defense. Illegal substitution is declined. We have a face mask, which we assess from this point half the distance to the goal.
You heard it from George Golden. And Joe Jenkins, he'll come out of here smiling if this team can hold. They got 4 minutes, 15 seconds to go. But we'd also like to thank the league officials. Joe Wise, the Muny football director, as well as Joe Record and Nate Mumfree and the whole host of league officials that take the extra hours and spend the time to make sure it's an organized program that the kids can go out and enjoy. Also, our special thanks to Commissioner Michael Cox, as well as the director and the mayor, for supporting this program and making this a reality.
1st and 10 at the 11. Smith looking to throw, going into the corner. And is it caught for a touchdown? Let us wait and see. And they're going to call it an interception. Interception by Pal 6. And on the play was number 12 as they confer in the end zone. We'll take a look at it in the replay.
You're at home. You make the call. There's Troy Smith. Tie goes to the offense. Tough call from there.
We have a touchback. Will be red ball, 1st down.
Well, they're going to call it an interception for the Pal 6 Red Dogs as
Antoine Bird Jr.
Antoine Burt Jr. getting the interception.
And again here, you see how they're both coming back to the football. It was a little bit underthrown, but they're going to give it to Bird. It actually was number 12. And I'm going to get his number momentarily for you folks.
Antoine Bird.
Antoine Bird. Okay.
So Pal 6 with 3:49 in the football and a 12-0 lead. Here comes Tyus on the quarterback sneak over the 30-yard line. Should have the 1st down. Pickup of 11 yards on the play. Troy Smith on the tackle.
By Troy Smith and Sylvester Gray.
Again, we're looking at the Muny football action, the bantamweight division. 13 and 14-year-olds, 16 teams. Started in early August.
Here comes the pitch, fumble. It's picked up by the Glenville A's, and picking it up is Antonio Reed, and he brings them down within the 5.
Well, opportunistic football has been the style of the Glenville A's. And with 2:59 to go, you're talking probably one of the biggest turnovers that they really needed. They needed a big play, and Antonio Reed's going to give it. The knock the football by number 88, Timothy Whiting, and then Reed gets it. And give 20 credit. Now, they could have called it a clip, but I don't think that was worth it. That was a good no call. Nice job by Antonio Reed. And they're actually in great scoring position on the 5-yard line now, Adam. This is a real threat for the Glenville A's now.
1st and goal to go for the Glenville A's. Quarterback keeper, here comes Smith diving in, touchdown A's. So they cut the lead to 12-6.
On the touchdown for the Glenville A's.
So Troy Smith on the 5-yard run. 12-6.
When everything was looking doomy right here, Troy Smith, and again, he scored touchdown number 10. That's once he scored, folks. That don't count the 11 touchdown passes he threw through the regular season. Second leading scorer in the league was number 3, Troy Smith.
Smith on a keeper once again. He's not going to make it for the extra point as the defense for Pal 6 reads this one easily. Pal still with the lead. So fourth quarter touchdown by Troy Smith cuts the lead in half to 12-6, Tim, and it'll be real interesting to see what happens on this kickoff.
And the Glenville A's have their timeouts left. If the defense can step up and play here, give them an opportunity for another shot, they're right in this ball game again.
So now it'll be up to the Glenville A's defense. They were opportunistic in getting the fumble recovery on the last possession to see if they can do that once again after the kickoff. And you could see, and it looks like they may be lining up for an onside kick. They're going to flood the far side of the field. So with 2:45 left to go in this ball game, the Glenville A's now just down by 6, and Tim, we could see, and they're setting it up for the onside kick.
Well, with 2:45 left, and they've been opportunistic with their kicking and special teams. You can see right now it's been a big concern. Joe Jenkins is actually going to call a timeout to make sure that his team gets the football. We're going to go in the huddle and see what Joe has to say.
8 men up on the line. 8 men up on the line. If you don't fair catch it, baby, just fall on it. You understand? If it doesn't come in your gut, just fall on it. I need, Omar, I need you to flank to the left side. Narvell, you're the only one deep back there. Understand? Everybody else, get ready. Put your hands in front of you. You line up, get your hands in front of you, okay? If the ball doesn't come field till you clean, drop down. Just fall on it. Don't try to pick it up, just fall on it. Okay? And it's our offense, and we'll work on the clock after that. Y'all ready, baby? Yeah! Huh? Yeah! Huh? Yeah! CBA! CBA!
Basically, you get the good hands people up front. And he said it right, if you don't field it cleanly and it hits you, just drop on the ball. Let us see what happens. Onside kick as we get ready. There's just one receiver back, and you know what's a possibility? If the ball goes 10 yards, it's anybody's ball. Everybody's flooded to the one side. You could always have one of your linemen come down to the near side if there's nobody around after that 10 yards. Here comes the kick. It goes 10 yards, and it is clean and fielded by number 21 of Pal 6. And that was Tito Moore. So Pal 6 with the lead of 12-6 and the football with 2:41 to go in the fourth quarter.
Well, again, it's not the ideal, and I'm sure they have, they've been winning big, so for them to go out there and execute an onside kick, the odds were against it, but they didn't get the bounce they went, or did they get it high enough where their team could have went in there and actually.
So now it's a matter for Pal 6 to just get a first down to run the clock out, and no penalties.
Well, this will be the test of the Glenville A's defense. If they can hold them here.
Anthony Tyus keeps the football, gains 3 yards.
Okay, seeing the Glenville A's. You know how you grade those plays, offense, defense, which ones did we win? We'll give them the Glenville A's defense on play number 1 here in this crucial series, the nod. with 2nd down and 8, they're going to need to do it at least 2 more times.
What they would like to get one more time is a big fumble recovery. They are looking for that turnover. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Pal 6 Red Dogs with the football and the lead at 12-6. And well, we talked about not getting a penalty, and the PAL 6 team getting called with the delay of game, so that moves them back 5 yards.
I was kind of surprised, and I don't know what the Glenville A's timeout situation is.
Well, that stops the clock.
Yeah, but I would have, right after the 1st down. Then again, he may only have a few timeouts left where he can't do that.
So Anthony Tyus bringing his team to the line of scrimmage, 3 in the backfield. Tyus hands it off to Marcus Moore Jr. He picks up 8 yards on the play as he gets out to the 46-yard line into Glenville A territory. On the tackle, Archie Johnson.
Now, I see a timeout signaled. I don't know if the A's called it because I didn't see from the official or if it was an official's timeout. When our stat crew's nodding, it was an official's timeout. Our timer should know, right?
Yep,
Adam?
he should know. So Tyus with a third down and long situation puts a knee to the ground, and that'll continue to run the clock. 4th down. What they can do is take a delay of game penalty. That'll knock it under a minute and run the play off, and it looks like Glenville doesn't have any timeouts left. We're at a minute to go in the ball game, 12-6. PAL 6 with the lead.
Now, do you punt here, Adam?
You run it.
You run it.
Run around like a chicken with the head cut off. Try to kill as much time as possible. Under 45 seconds to go. You just don't want to cough up the football. And the sack is made at the 50-yard line. Clock will stop. Now with 38 seconds, that forces the Glenville A's to go deep.
Well, one more time. Can Troy Smith get the time to make the throw? We know he can throw it. We know they can catch it. The PAL 6 defense will have to step up one more time.
The key for the Glenville A's, get the pass completed downfield, get out of bounds to stop the clock. Shotgun formation. Penalty flag is down. The pass completed over to Ziegler. Ziegler cutting into the middle of the field. Bad move as the clock now gets stopped as we have a penalty flag. And it looks like it may go against the Glenville A's. And it will go on the Glenville A's.
And again, we've talked about these penalties, but you cannot be successful if you're not able to get off the ball.
On the offense, 5 yards.
Illegal motion is the call, 5-yard penalty. And for Ziegler, the big mistake there was that he ran towards the middle of the field. He needed to get outside, out of bounds to stop the clock. 26 seconds to go. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. 1st down and 15. A touchdown will tie the game with 18 seconds and counting. Troy Smith, the quarterback. Quick hit to Watson on the outside. Could not get out of bounds. Good defensive play there by the PAL 6 defense of Michael Denson, and that should do it as they try one more play, and they could not get the ball off, and the PAL 6 Red Dogs come up with a championship win. didn't have enough time on the clock. The final score, Pal 6-12, Glenville A 6.
Well, folks, stay with us, because when we come back, Desiree will be with our outstanding players on offense and defense right after this timeout.
This is Cleveland Clerk of Courts Earl Turner. I'd like to make you aware of a new service in the Clerk of Courts office that can get you out of lines like that. It's called Pay by Phone. All you need is a touch-tone phone and a Visa or MasterCard. Dial the number on the ticket, and in a matter of minutes, all your parking tickets are paid. Pay by Phone is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any touch-tone phone. No driving downtown, no standing in lines. Pay by Phone, 216-664-4744.
This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef. This little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee, all the way home.
Hello, children. Today I'm here to tell you that drugs are bad.
Hey, man, listen to me. Drugs are nowhere, man.
Word is no.
Take 2 hits and you're dead.
Drugs, you won't have any friends.
I've seen it for myself. Don't get it.
They're not your friends. It's
Never
honest.
win against
Just
drugs.
saying.
You hear me, man? Are you listening to me?
Say that.
Hey, you already know how bad drugs are. It's time to listen to yourself.
It's been a long season, but Muny football is now concluded. It was an excellent game today, although there were plenty of penalties. But with me, I have the offensive and defensive outstanding players of today's game. With me, we have the defensive player, Mr. Antonio Reed, who had 8 tackles, and he recovered a fumble during the game. Antonio, I know you wished your team had won, and I could see it in your eyes. What were you and your team members saying at the start of the second half?
We weren't saying too much. We were just trying to win the game.
Okay.
That was about it.
At any time, it appeared to some of us that maybe you guys may have been a little bit tired because you guys were playing throughout the entire game, offense and defense. Did that play into the game at all?
No, not really.
Okay. Your hearts were still strong?
Yeah.
Okay, Coach, it's been a long season, and as I was listening earlier, you and Pal 6 have been together a long time going after these championships. What do you have to say for the season, and what would you say would characterize your team for the season?
They showed it today. I mean, they never quit. You know, when I my hat go off to Power 6, I knew it was going to be this kind of game just because of the tradition, you know, of over the years. And, I enjoyed myself. My kids fought, but I'll have to come back again. I got to beat Power 6.
That tradition still lives. All right, well, we'll see you next season. It was a good game. Keep your head up. We also have the offensive player of today's game. We have Mr. Jamel West, who had the 72-yard touchdown for the Pal 6. What were you and your team members saying at the start of the second half?
At the start of the second half, we pretty much thought we had them beat, but we still had to continue the game. We had to get our offensive line to block. After the offensive line started blocking, the hole just started opening, and we just did what we had to do and won.
You did a good job. Coach, there was momentum going both ways, but then penalties kept stopping the flow of the game. But after it's all said and done, your team came out on top. What do you think of the season?
Well, it was a great season, but I know when I played Coach Clay Thompson, I got my work cut out for me. He had me doing a lot of adjustments, and hey, great game. Okay. And my fellas, they deserve it.
Okay, you did an excellent job. Congratulations to both of you. We're going to take it to Adam and Tim right now so they can conclude us out of the rest of tonight. Good job,
Hold on. Well, Tim, another fine afternoon. Are we starting now? Well, another fine afternoon of football here at John Marshall High School. And Boy, what a game in this bantamweight. Unfortunately, we had a lot of penalties in the game, but the end result, a PAL 6 win, 12-6 over the Glenville A's.
Well, I think one of the factors that we now realize is that the Glenville A's had a great season. The competition in that division that they came through, I don't think was aggressive as the ones that the PAL 16 went through. It was a good division, but the more competitive division was the one that PAL 6 went through. So when the Glenville A's came in here, they came in here on a roll, but they didn't feel against a team like PAL 6 is going to come up there and they're going to hit, and they're going to block, and they're going to tackle, and they're going to be aggressive. And when it hit them, it really frustrated them.
And we did see a lot of good hitting in this game, a lot of penalties that really cut down the offenses in this matchup. But in the long run, it was a big touchdown run for PAL 6 that came up, and some great passing. We've seen some great quarterbacks in this game, but the end result is a 12-6 win for PAL 6.
Yeah, Jamal West was the key run, but we talked about it at halftime, that offensive line. I mean, they did a tremendous job in the second half for PAL 6. And, you know, Clay Thompson said before the ball game, hey, the team that's the most aggressive is the team that's probably going to win the ball game, and he was right on it.
Absolutely, but it ends a great day of football here at John Marshall as PAL 6 winning a couple of titles, and really just a great afternoon.
Yeah, we'd like to take this time to thank the many sponsors that have been involved with the program, the City of Cleveland, as well as the Board of Education, and the president of the league, Leonard Jackson, the director of the league, Joe Wise, as well as for you, Adam, coming out here and being a part, and the many sponsors of those organizations that have been putting their teams through and getting them ready, the volunteer coaches, and of course, where would we be without Desiree Powell? Desi, come in. Come on in here, Desiree. You knew we were going to get you in here. I mean, we've got through the cold weather. We avoided the rain, and it turned out to be one of those seasons where it really turned out to be a nice day.
There were some good matches. I was glad to be here to see it myself in person. It was great.
Well, thanks for being a part of this. And Adam, it's been just one of those years again. It seems like it gets better and better.
Absolutely, just better and better. And, you know, as we always do, we let you finish it out.
Well, we have a saying in the city of Cleveland that we're in this for the children of the city, and we're out here to give you the best services possible. If you liked what you saw here today in Muny football, and you might have a youngster who might want to get in this program in 1999, have them pick up that phone and call Joe Wise at 664-2322. Remember, we're going to start up around the middle of July with practice, and the season will kick off in August again for the right to come back one more time. Our special thanks to CLV TV35, as well as the Pepsi sponsor, the Board of Education, the City of Cleveland, and many people that we cannot mention here today. Thanks for being a part of this for 1998.
We hope you enjoyed today's game. Make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, TV20 Cleveland, and subscribe to get the latest videos. I'm Christian Patterson. Thanks for watching TV20 Classic Sports.